Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the most magical podcast in the Midwest. That's right, the Magic in the Midwest podcast, starring USA Today best-selling author J.B. Michaels and his more successful wife, Ashley Michaels. And now, your hosts. Wow, thank you so much, announcer. It is 101, you guys. It is Magic in the Midwest podcast 101. And no, that's not a college entry-level course. That means that this is the 101st episode of the Magic in the Midwest podcast, brought to you by MrMichaels.com. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, the hype is amping up because the Raftery's Ghost debut, the book launch is coming up very soon. You can pre-order right now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, wherever you like to read your books or just, order your books from, you can right now. It is very exciting. Getting rave reviews. People love it. And I'm very excited to share it with the world very soon. There will be a special 100th anniversary celebration on Thursday, September 22nd, over at the Little Traveler in Geneva. And then, of course, I've got a book signing there on Saturday as well. So I have a book signing both days, both on the actual 100th birthday of the Little Traveler and on September 24th, Saturday from 11 to 3 as well. So please come on out, meet JB, and get a book, get signed, and it's very exciting, you guys. Raftery's Ghost, a Mac and Millie mystery. So check out all the other works of J.B. Michaels on MrMichaels.com. That's MISTER Michaels.com. And also, we have a subscription model to this podcast, Magic in the Midwest Podcast.bandcamp.com. So if you want to, for as little as $3 a month, you could get a bunch of extra content from the Magic in the Midwest podcast, which is really fun. So check that out as well. Also, through this podcast, we met some really great people. And we just got a email from Emily at Magical Mouse Travel, giving us our itinerary for our Halloween Horror Nights trip, which is coming up very, very soon. And where can you reach Emily again? I'm sorry. Did I say it, Ash? Where can you reach her?
Email's the best way to reach her. Her email is Emily at magicalmousetravel.com. As JB was mentioning, she is a vacation planner that specializes in Disney, Universal, and Disney Cruise Line vacations, but she can book all travel accommodations for you at no cost. That's the big thing there. And also, like JB mentioned, she will send you a customized itinerary with tips and tricks and all the things you need to know. Tips. But she is just a lovely human being. Definitely reach out to her if you're looking to book a trip. She knows all the things and can help you with dining reservations and the whole thing. So, yes, and she has become a really great friend of ours, and so definitely take advantage of her services.
Right.
Again, Emily at magicalmousetravel.com. It's free.
And on Facebook, she is at Mini Ears and Butterbeers. That's the name of her page. Mini Ears and Butterbeers.
Yeah, and if that's not the cutest thing you've ever heard, just exit the podcast.
Exit now. Press stop and go to other podcasts. You're subscribed to.
Whoa.
Do it. Anyway.
Think persevere here.
Yes,
I have a back patch on. I had a migraine. Things are,
typical. This is pretty normal, actually. Yes. Magic in the Midwest podcast 101. Right now as we speak, D23 is happening. Lots of big announcements from D23. And today, actually, there's going to be even more announcements. Today, I believe, is the Disney Parks presentation. Josh D'Amaro is going to go on there and give us a bunch of updates on what's going to be coming to the parks. So I'm sure we'll be talking about that and filling you in after that happens. So I do know, I feel like there has been, there's some models that they have on display over at D23, and looks like they're going to rebuild Mickey's Toontown. So, from what I understand, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be a Magic Kingdom. I don't know where it's going to be. All I did was see a model, so this is all speculation. But I don't know if they're going to use like the big time circus area and just redo it in Magic Kingdom, or put this in some other area or another park. It seems like it's a Magic Kingdom type thing, right? Mickey's Toontown. I guess it could technically be MGM or Hollywood Studios as well. And then, of course, they also have a model of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is basically the rethemed Splash Mountain. The biggest difference I could see thus far on the model is a giant, not giant, but a big water tower. Like, there's a water tower they're going to add, and there's, like, different, like, trees, and there's different lighting, I think.
But not super different.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the same ride.
Right.
But yeah, so I think it's, it'll be interesting. It'll be great. I'm sure it will be fantastic whenever they do. Gonna miss Brer Rabbit and Brer Fox or Brer Bear. Yeah. Dow. But yes, so D23 is happening. There's been a ton of movies they announced, a ton of stuff going on. Bob Chapek, of course, got booed when it came out.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. And I don't know
what did he do? Did he recover?
He just kept going. He didn't care. He announced the Avengers campus expanding in Disneyland Adventure. He announced the Disneyland expansion, and basically announced the Avengers ride that will be happening at Disneyland. So there will be an Avengers attraction soon.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of people think are pretty down on the Avengers campus in Disneyland because it's pretty. I mean, there's a bunch of characters, but there's the Spider-Man ride, which is sort of Toy Story Mania with Spider-Man, and Guardians of the Galaxy, which is Tower of Terror with Guardians. So this is like an announcement of an actual new attraction for the area. So yes, so there you go. There you have that. And then just real quick before we head back into Universal and talk about our last trip there with our son Harrison James. I was in tears yesterday. I still
haven't watched it.
So they did at D23. They had the Lucasfilm presentation, I believe, on Saturday evening. And the James Mangold, the director of Indiana Jones 5, Kathy Kennedy, of course, the producer and the head of Lucasfilm, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who is in the movie with Harrison Ford, and then of course Harrison Ford himself was at the D23. He came out on stage. They had shown a teaser trailer for about a minute and a half. They showed some footage of Indy 5. And I guess the crowd just erupted into just a frenzy. And of course, then he comes out and they're standing ovation for him. And people losing their minds. Yes. He got very, very emotional, which is rare for Harrison Ford.
Yes.
To be emotional. But he came out and he, basically touted that it's a fantastic movie, and this is one of the reasons. And he pointed towards Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and then he, went on to say how this one is just spectacular, and it's got. He said it was really, really kind of. It's wonderful. I definitely check it out on YouTube if you could find it. Harrison Ford at D23.
I'm sure it's out there.
Yeah, but it's very good, and he just kind of gets really emotional. He said these movies are about mystery and adventure and heart, and he got really it's because I think for him, he's 80 years old, right? This is like his legacy, right? Even though he never says it, Indy's his favorite, Of course, I mean, it's Indiana Jones. So, but anyway, so moving on. So back to our Universal trip. So Harrison and I, Ash, laid around one morning, all, because that's what she does. And me and H went into, we talked a little bit about this. We went in, we did 3 rides that morning. We went and did Transformers, The Simpsons, and
Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon. Yes, Jimmy Fallon. That's what we're going to talk about. We forgot that was one thing we were going to talk about. So then later in the day, Ash and I came back in, and this is the first time. But
with Harrison.
With Harrison, we came back in.
We didn't leave him.
We didn't leave him. Yeah,
we brought him with.
I actually went to the pool myself for a little bit. Or no, that was the second day. We went to the pool. Harrison, got a little blister, burst or whatever, so we had to kind of navigate that, which was easy. But we didn't stay at the pool too long because what happened?
Because there was a storm coming.
Oh yeah, they cleared out the pool.
So yes. I think we were actually there, but by the time we got down there, and then we tried to track down a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Which you went and talked to like a lifeguard or someone, and they were going to send someone.
They never did.
I went to the store and got a Band-Aid quicker, and then they never came.
Nothing actually.
You would think that they would have like a first aid kit at the pool.
They did not. They did not even like. The guy was not helpful at all.
So, anyways, by the time we figured that out, and then we finally got in the pool. And then what was funny about that, which I think we mentioned last time, was the pool was actually really warm. And so we would get out and then go into that other kind of like splash pad area where the water was much cooler. So we got out, we did that, we got back in the pool, and then they blew the whistle.
And then they blew the whistle, you have to clear. And it wasn't even storming that day.
Well...
It didn't even storm.
I don't know.
There were storms
in
the
rain
area.
A little bit. But yeah, I mean, they have to clear it because, whatever is within a certain distance. But... So yeah, we ended up going back up to the room, I think, and but yeah, we didn't really spend that much time at the pool. To be honest, this trip.
Right. And then we went to, so we came back in, and we went to Mel's Dine-In, which is from American Graffiti.
Oh, I think so.
Or Mel's Drive-In. Right?
I don't really. I
think it's American Graffiti because of all the cars that were sitting out there.
Yes, that seems right.
So we went. I actually have never eaten at this cafe before.
Neither of us.
Its specialty is like shakes and burgers, like in the 50s. And Harrison was enthralled with the little tiny jukebox that they had at the table, and he was like, "What is this? And how do you work it?" And he was very enthralled, like trying to figure out what it was, because he's got a good little a giant curious brain. His head is huge, but yeah. So we had fun there. And then we decided when we were at Universal Studios Florida that night, and then Ash and Harrison just had a fun night at Universal Studios Florida.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick too. What's the restaurant called? Rosie's? No, totally making that up. What is it called?
Mel's.
I
Rosie's.
think I'm thinking of Mama Melrose or something.
Yes.
Okay, what is it called again? I forgot.
Mel's.
Okay, Mel's. Sorry, guys. A lot of drugs today. All of them legal drugs.
Yes.
Thank you. We've never eaten here, like we said, and I mean, I thought it was good. I would come back here.
Yeah, I ate a burger. My burger was okay. I don't know. For some reason, mine wasn't. I don't know
what I had, but
I don't know what
thinking
you had something else.
Come back.
Yeah, I think you might have had a different.
Maybe I got chicken fingers or something.
Yeah, mine was okay, so pretty standard burger. But no, for you liked it, then you liked it. I mean, I had a doesn't mean not just kidding. You could definitely like it. I had a standard burger.
I mean, in terms of there's not a lot of places on property at Universal that is like, I'm like, oh, this is a great place to go sit down, eat. Like, the one thing about Finnegan's is that it's always so jammed. And then there's that other Italian place that we went.
Just pizza and stuff. Yeah.
But I kind of liked that this was burgers and chicken fingers, and I liked the ambiance in there. So I'm surprised we had not eaten there yet before. But I mean, I liked it for the amount of money we spent and what we got. I thought it was a good place.
It's a solid place to go.
Solid.
And it was not super crowded when we came in.
No.
So I feel like a lot of people don't go there. Like, I feel like it's oddly,
I feel like it's, even though it's in the middle of everything, people just sort of walk past it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of room to sit. Like, there's it accommodates a lot of people.
We were in there, I don't know, it was pretty close to standard mealtime, and it was pretty busy during our trip, so... Yeah,
it wasn't busy there, really.
Yeah, so that was good. And it was nice and cool in there, and we could see the cars. I mean, it was cool.
Yes. But yeah, so... went to Mel's, and then Ash had never been on. Harrison wanted to go. Harrison is a very considerate child, and he wanted his mom to go on Jimmy Fallon because she had never been on it, and we had gone on it earlier in the day. So we did go into the Jimmy Fallon, which is basically like a recreation of 30 Rock over at in Manhattan, so you get in, and this is like it. The inside of it is actually really nice, like the queue area.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
There's like a historical timeline of the Tonight Show hosts, like with Steve Parr and like from the very beginning. Of course, Johnny Carson and Steve Allen. I'm going out of order, but Jay Leno, and then it even has a Conan O'Brien like exhibit, which I was looking for specifically because notoriously Conan only had the show for like a couple weeks, and then Jay Leno famously decided to come back and like kick him out, and there was a big drama, like big time drama. Like, even so, there's Team Conan fans and Team Leno fans, mostly Team Conan fans, but Conan would go on to TBS and continue to have a late night show. But and then of course Jimmy Fallon, of course, is the current host. And okay, so this was Universal when this first opened. They touted this attraction as being a queueless attraction.
That doesn't make any sense.
And it's like, and they said there's no queue. Like, you just hang out in this cool lobby and you
in a line
wait to be called up, right? Like, that's what they do.
Sounds like every other ride.
And it's the area that you're called up into that just turns back into a line. So it's like a weird way to, like, honestly, I think that was marketing. I think it was another way to try and get people to go on this ride, like,
yes.
It's queueless. You don't even have to wait. You just come in and enjoy all of the clips, but you still wait. You're still waiting.
In what feels like a line. It felt like a line to me.
Right. So, you're in this area where there's the historical displays of the different Tonight Show hosts, and then there's stairs, and then the stairs bring you up to the area that like is near where the studio will be, where you actually go into the live. You're basically a live studio audience member. And then you go into this used to be like the Hanna-Barbera, like Jimmy Neutron type of thing, or maybe not Jimmy Neutron, but it was the Hanna-Barbera thing. And it was like you're in like this big platform that moves a little bit, and there's a screen. Okay, so that's basically what the ride is. It's a simulator, screen simulator. And for whatever reason, it's called Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon. And for whatever reason, you're racing Jimmy Fallon through New York in a go-kart. Mm-hmm. So it's good. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say I really like Jimmy Fallon. I like him better than Jimmy Kimmel. I think he's funnier. Everyone, it's just personal taste. So I love Jimmy Fallon. This attraction feels to me like they had the ride vehicle. They didn't want to change it, and so they had to think, okay, we're going to do something with Jimmy Fallon and the whole Tonight Show thing. What can we do? Because we're not going to just have them sit there. How can we make it be something else?
Yeah.
And
yes.
They really had to bridge a pretty big gap there, and they decided on the storyline of us racing through New York and this with the audience, but in a car somehow.
Yeah.
And I think it just doesn't do it for me. I mean, I know Harrison liked it, and it's not like the worst thing ever, but it makes no sense, and it's really dumb. And the other thing I want to mention is that there's just I don't know how many other rides. So Simpsons has like a similar thing where it like you're kind of flying through, and then at the end you're sort of like on a roller coaster. And then this has that, and then
They're on
Minions
the moon.
also has something like that.
Right. Okay. So.
But like a roller coaster type track, like they're
Yes,
they kind
and
of do
Simpsons
this very.
has it.
That's what I just said.
You said Minions.
Before that, I said
Yeah,
Simpsons.
yeah.
Pay attention.
He was listening. He was whispering.
So I feel like it's just overdone a little bit. This was just too big of a stretch. I think the building, like you were saying, the queue is really cool. Saying that it's you don't wait in line is absolutely untrue. Which is fine. I can look past that. I think the queue is really cool. They could have, it feels very lazy to me what they did. And
right.
I like Jimmy Fallon. I mean, it's not like I'm going to boycott the ride. I still think it's better than, Fast and Furious, probably.
Yes. Not saying
But it
much,
just doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I see why you would want to have an attraction with Jimmy Fallon because he's funny and whatever. But this was like, this is what we already have. This is what we want to have in terms of the character. And so figure it out.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know what else you could have come up with. Like, I'm not really shaming the people that came up with this because that's kind of a daunting task that they had. Like, here's what you have to work with, this weird moving audience.
Right.
I mean, but it just is silly.
Yeah.
I mean, Harrison liked it, so I would go on it happily with him because he had fun on it and we had fun making fun of it. But yeah, not like super high marks.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird, I guess it's an overflow type of attraction. Like if it's a very busy day, people go in it. But usually you don't wait super long for the Tonight Show race through New York. Why can't I say that? Race through New York with Jimmy Fallon. And it's funny because they use the screens a lot in Universal Studios Florida. But they also here's the other thing. They also, within the screens themselves, like the rides themselves, they use the same gimmicks over and over again.
That's the part, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like getting dragged by something, like hooked up to something and then being dragged, or going up to, being on the ground and flying all of a sudden.
I will
then
say,
falling,
at least it felt like when we're on Simpsons, I feel like the video is bad.
Yeah.
Like this, at least the video quality you could tell was newer.
Yeah.
But I wish they would come up with something. I think we were talking when we got off the ride about something like kind of going through Universal's biggest hits, like showing clips.
That would be
Jaws
so cool,
or whatever. Like doing something like that where the audience can kind of be interactive too.
Right.
Because the attraction is moving a little bit, but I mean that's what people really want.
Yeah, an attraction like a movie history attraction would be so cool.
Would be cool.
Like,
and you could have Jimmy Fallon narrating it or doing some silly
the great
things.
Movie ride is gone at Hollywood Studios, and Universal has an incredible library of films that they can tap into and give a tribute to. So why don't they do something like that? We need a tribute ride. Either, I don't care if it's a mixture of simulator and screen or whatever, but how cool would that be?
I mean, I think it would be, especially if you think about his role in Jurassic World. You know how he's like
he's the lab guy.
Yeah, and he's like showing them on the, what is that called?
The sphere prompter,
thing?
The gyrosphere.
If he was sort of like taking you through the different movies and then like, doing silly things like maybe almost getting eaten by the shark or, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they could do something better.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yes. They could do that. It would be epic.
Come on, Universal Creative.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Came up with a better idea at the kitchen table just now.
Right. Okay, so that was our, then what else did we do that night? Did we go on Green Gods one more time?
Well, we went on Fast and Furious right after that because we walked that way. We ended up waiting for that one quite a while, which was disappointing because it's disappointing overall.
Right.
And I'd rather not wait for disappointment.
Yeah, that was a little bit longer of a wait. I was surprised.
I think we just had a lot of people with the Express Pass sort of walk in at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
And then I think we did go in and do Green Gods.
Yeah.
And that
did we? Yeah, I think we did.
And then we did Men in Black.
Yeah. Here goes. Yeah, we did Men in Black, which we did. Pro tip, you guys. Hold the button in the middle. As soon as you see that big like big monster, like by the tunnel, the huge giant like bug that you go into.
We ended the night on...
Hold the button.
Okay.
Hold the button.
We got it.
Yeah.
Shut up. We ended the night on E.T. though, I remember.
Yes.
So I think we did Gringotts, and then he wanted to run back to E.T. We let him decide.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Excellent. So then the next day was our last day, and we went. It was a very hot day that day. Oof. And we went into Islands of Adventure. Went on Jurassic Park River Adventure, which is amazing.
Harrison was not super thrilled.
Harrison wasn't
He
thrilled.
Was very afraid.
It's because we did not go through Hadrosaur Cove.
We
guys.
didn't. Our boat went off course.
It went off course.
It did.
And I was very upset. And
we said something to...
We did.
We were in danger.
When we came down, I said something to the JP worker down there, the Jurassic Park worker. She actually laughed.
So did other people in our boat.
I said we did not...
Our boat?
Our boat, yes.
Not our ship.
Our boat, not a ship, you idiot. Our boat went off course. Did not appreciate... We almost got eaten by many carnivores. Yes. People liked it.
Yeah, we were in the front row.
We were. It was fantastic. And I love it. We got a little more wet.
I think in the front row you do.
Yeah, got a little more wet.
Yes, I had to wipe my face off on your shirt in the store.
It was great, though.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I do remember that. That was very weird that you did that. And then we met up with our friends again, family friends with the kids. We went into Poseidon's Fury, which was fun. I think it's a cool attraction with the centrifugal, force jets of water and like this cool.
My only complaint is that like you
can't really see. If you're little, you can't see it too well.
Or just if you're in a bad spot, like you couldn't see a lot of what was going on.
Big dope in front of you or something. Then,
whoa.
Yeah, big dopes. Anyway. So then what else did we do? Then, okay, so this was our last night, and Ash and I decided, we've walked past this restaurant how many times? Let's try and just go in and see how it is. Because it had the banner, World's Best Theme Park Restaurant.
It's been up there since 2006.
Yeah, or whatever it is. Yeah, 2006, 7, I don't know. So we decided to go into Mythos. And Mythos, it looks like a big, tree or rock formation that has a face, like rocks. Yeah, and it's rocks. Yeah, and there's a waterfall and stuff. It's cool, very cool. It's in the the Lost Continent area, which is kind of small now. It used to be much bigger because it used to spread all the way through. Where Hagrid's is and Hogsmeade is and Hogwarts, but now it doesn't. Because, of course, Wizarding World is there. So we went into Mythos, and I will say this. It is gorgeous inside. It is a very cool restaurant to be inside of. It's very, very neat. If you look up, we were in a spot, we were right in the middle of the restaurant, basically. And if you look up, the ceiling, has all these rock cavern formations and, crevices. You look up, and we were, right underneath, and it goes really high. So it's really cool to see. There's a waterfall in there, and just very cool decorations. Lots of lighting. Okay, it looks out onto the the lagoon where you can see Marvel Superhero Island and Toon Lagoon. So that was cool as well. Beautiful restaurant. What were your thoughts, Ash, on Mythos?
Again, I think that the ambiance and all that was really great. Top notch.
Yes, top notch.
The food, I feel was good. Not great. I got some sort of roasted chicken, I believe.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just what I got, but there wasn't a lot to it. Seemed like there was a lot of bone and not a lot of meat on there. And then I think it was supposed to come with roasted potatoes and carrots. There was 2 slices of potatoes and a carrot.
Right.
There just wasn't a lot there.
No.
And then it came in this bowl, which had about a half an inch of what seemed like olive oil just in the bottom. So it was very oily.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was, a little strange, but it was, I was still hungry when we were done eating.
Yeah, they didn't give me a lot of food.
They didn't.
And I don't know if they were trying to just get everybody to buy dessert or like buy an appetizer, get an entree, get a dessert.
But still, it was just not. It wasn't what I expected, I guess, and I think it could have been better. But I do agree that everything else about it, like the inside of the restaurant, was super great. Our server was nice. Really nice.
Yeah,
He took pictures of us and stuff.
Ashley liked the pictures. I think she looks, weird in them because they did take a weird like panoramic type of thing or like bird's eye type of picture. It does look strange.
I look like I'm like.
It does look strange,
I don't know.
But I did take one of my all-time favorite pictures of you and
I like the one at the table.
That was very pretty.
I like the one at the table.
You're very pretty.
Thank you.
Yes.
I know.
Our son is very gorgeous as well. So
he looks like me 100%.
Well, there you go. That tracks. I will say that the food was
what did you
just
get?
serviceable.
It wasn't the same thing as me.
I got the medallions.
Okay.
I think there were medallions. I can't really remember. It was the medallions. Just very, plain. I don't know. Well, not plain.
Mine
not plain.
was actually plain. Mine was.
Yours was plain because it's the chicken. I mean, mine. I don't know what about it. It just something. It just was okay. It didn't blow me away. It wasn't like, wow, this is really good. I don't think I ever need to go in there again. We'll never have to return.
I mean, no, I wouldn't go out of my way, probably.
It's like $80.
But the view is kind of cool, looking out on the water and seeing the attractions around on that side.
Maybe getting drinks and dessert would be fun, but
maybe.
Or an appetite,
it isn't a good place to cool off in the park. There's not a ton of places to sit down, and it's a little bit more of a nicer sit down than compared to Mel's.
Well, it's pretty much the only one.
But I think I would pick Mel's. I mean, I know it's in the other park over coming here again.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's
because of the food.
There really isn't Universal within the parks does not have a lot of sit down dining options where you get served full service.
Yeah, that aren't a quick service.
Really don't. So this is one of the
Mel's was not.
Yeah, it was one of the only places where you can do that. And it was nice.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was bad. It just,
For what we spent, it wasn't satisfactory, I don't think.
I was expecting a little bit more.
We had a whole other meal. We came back. We that
did.
night, it was a 4 o'clock. Well, it was a little bit of an earlier reservation, right? It was a 4 o'clock reservation. But we, I don't know, I expected it to be full, and it didn't really happen.
No.
So, after we went out and did a few more things in the park, we came back and we were we got rained out.
Well, so we went out, we did Dr. Seuss trolley. The Seuss trolley.
Yeah.
And then
which was cool, by the way.
Walked back, I think we did Forbidden Journey after that.
Yeah.
And then we walked back through, maybe we were going to do Jurassic Park again or Kong, and then that's when it started raining.
Yes.
And that was pretty much... Oh, so we, on the way out, decided to do Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because it was just, we knew from the forecast it wasn't going to be, rain and then stop.
Yeah.
So we decided to go for the ride that we knew wouldn't shut down, which was Spider-Man, and...
yeah.
And then we decided to head out, and we grabbed... We did a mobile order of Voodoo Donut. When I say it was raining, I mean it was pouring.
Yes.
It was, and basically, if you're in islands, there's not a lot to do.
No.
Definitely it's one of those things where if you're, part of the day is going to rain and you have a park-to-park pass or something, I would plan to be in studios during when it's supposed to rain.
Right.
Far less rides will be closed down.
Yeah.
Studios, you're kind of... I mean, everything was shut down with the exception of Spider-Man, Forbidden Journey.
Some other inside rides? I mean...
I don't know what else is inside. Kong was not going.
No, Kong wasn't going either.
Even though it's mostly inside. It's outside for part of it, so they
it
don't
is.
do it.
It is.
I mean, almost everything was... Hulk was closed. Hagrid's closed.
Yeah. Weird.
Velocicoaster.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park. I mean,
so most people were heading out.
maybe one of the Seuss rides was open.
And it rained. It did not stop for a few hours. Like, it was a long...
The park was closed before it would have stopped.
Yeah, it was a long rainstorm.
So that's
so
the
we
one
got
thing
back.
about Universal, though, is that when it rains, like, everyone just goes back to their hotel.
Right.
Like, no one really knows what to do.
Right. Right.
So they
That's
just
the only thing. There's nothing like... Yes, that's
I mean,
true.
if you don't have kids or your kids are older, I guess you could hang out, like, at City Walk and stuff. But that's the thing. Everybody then does that.
God,
Like,
it's
just
like
it was
jammed.
like flooded with
The
people.
stores are insanely jammed.
Yeah,
and
so
people
we-
just standing underneath, like, the awnings.
That. And I mean,
stuff.
we had ponchos, and then we walked into one of those stores, and we were just like all dripping wet.
And the thing
Everyone
is
was.
about the ponchos in Florida when it's raining that bad, I mean, they work to an extent. I mean...
Well, they help keep you, like, like my clothes weren't soaked.
Right. My
Mostly.
shorts were soaked and my shoes were soaked. But,
Well, yeah.
but, like, yes. But, I mean, it was better. But for me, it was just... It was coming down. So we
Luckily,
went...
it was our last day. I don't know what would we have done. We would have walked around in soaked shoes the
Right.
next day.
So I got the voodoo donut and I put it underneath my poncho as we walked back. I mean, we don't mind the rain.
Also,
we expect the rain.
We didn't need to. We didn't realize because Voodoo Donut's usually really crowded, but it wasn't. But we did like a mobile order from the store, and then when it was ready, we walked over and got it, which was nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just took that back with us, and then we went and got a second dinner
Yeah.
from Tuk Tuk,
Tuk Tuk.
right?
Tuk Tuk. Yeah, we did.
And then we, that was the night where we were cracking up.
I was
and
so
we
hungry.
were annoying
Yeah.
everyone, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we were having a great time.
Yes.
And then we went back and ate the donuts and just watched TV and...
Yeah, kind of just, rode out the rest. It was a very quick trip. It was just rode out the rest of the day, and that was all, folks. So yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Okay, so then here is something that happened too. We flew United on the way there, and then obviously United back. But I got like this message from MCO to or from United to do this clear thing, and it's like basically like helps bypass some of the line.
Yeah, I wonder why
for
we got
TSA.
it, because the line was super long that day.
Yeah, so it was free, so I was like, okay, well, let's just do it.
I wonder why. Who gets selected?
I don't know what. I think it was just a promo, or I think that, eventually if you have to pay for it. Eventually, like it was probably just like do this, and then we want you to pay for it next time.
That's so great.
Right, and it was great. I mean, we got right onto the plane, so it was pretty awesome.
I mean, the line was really long that morning, and then we basically were put into this line where there was one person in front of us.
Yes. So that was, it was pretty amazing. Okay, so Ashley.
It's everywhere. Pay to skip the lines.
Pay to skip. It is. It's even at
everywhere.
the airport.
Yep.
It's even at the airport.
I mean, I could see if you travel a lot why you would, want to pay for something like that.
Oh, totally. All right, Ash. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go down. So Ash and I are getting ready because we are going to be heading to Halloween Horror Nights, which we will have a huge, of course, a big time, exciting reviews for you on each, most of the houses. Okay.
Ew.
So,
Excuse you.
sorry, I'm really sorry, you guys. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go down the. I'm gonna run through the houses, and I want you to give me your hype level.
1 out of 10?
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hellblock Horror. It's fun to... so what do you think?
We'll do a little synopsis.
It is basically a prison...
I don't know, 7?
Okay. 7. Okay. What do you think about...
What's yours?
For Hellblock, I would say, you know what? That's a perfect My hype level is probably at a 7 there. You're totally right.
I'm getting the vibes of that one that was Dead Exposure. Like, I'm hoping it's not like that. I'm hoping that they don't do...
It says, enter a prison whose savage inmates are monstrous creatures. If they break free from their cells, it's a death sentence for everyone.
That's fine. I feel like they could do something a little bit...
I
think they're more successful when they play things down a little bit more. Like the Dead Exposure house, to me, was horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
People may like it. But
some people love Dead Exposure. It's like a big. Some people love it. All right, so
it was dumb, and if you liked it, you're dumb.
All right, so both 7 hype, 7 hype ratings, and everyone is dumb who thinks other than us. Okay, this is America in 2022. We don't talk anymore. We just cancel each other and yell at each other and then be miserable while we look at our phones and scroll through comments.
Love it. So it's
really true. Healthy, people. Really healthy. Anyway, Descendants of Destruction. Deeper, darker, deadlier. Careful not to leave any of your Scream Squad behind as you descend the subway tunnels of a deserted New York. Lurking in the dark are hungry mutants looking to feast on the last remnants of humanity. Hype level.
8.5.
8.5 for me is... oh my gosh, I think I'm just going to mirror you. I think this will be a really cool setting. Like, I like the subway...
Me too.
Thing about it.
I don't care about the mutants so much. I care about the subway.
Right. Okay, Ash, what do you think Dead Man's Pier Winter's Wake?
10.
10? You're excited.
I think it's going to be great.
Why? Why are you giving it a 10?
They do winter stuff and all that really well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, no, you're right.
What do you mean, why am I giving it a 10? Because I want to.
All right, so in 10,
don't
hype.
Question me
10,
ever again.
This is hype, guys. We're not reviewing. This is our hype ratings.
Well, yeah, how can we review it? We haven't done it yet.
Right. In a New England fishing village, undead fishermen emerge from the waves to seek their revenge. You and your Scream Squad may have escaped their hooks in the scare zone. Now they'll reel you in and drag you under. Okay, so this actually has a scare zone attached to it. That's neat. I still know
what you did last summer.
Right.
Hooks. Winter.
Hooks.
That's
I think I'm excited for this one too.
It's gonna be
totally
good.
A 10. Totally a 10.
I mean, it'll be interesting to go back later because sometimes the ones you expect to be great are just okay, and then ones that you didn't really expect to be great will
wind
blow
up
you
being
away.
a sleeper hit.
You just don't know.
What does Tips call it? What does she call it? She calls it something.
I thought it was the sleeper house.
Sleeper house? Is that what she just said? Sleeper house? I don't know.
Tips.
All right, Tips. All right, here we go. Fiesta de Chupacabras. Listen to your abuela and beware the chupacabras. So listen to your grandma. Visit a Latin American village where the legend of the creature, chupacabras, is celebrated with a colorful fiesta. And the streets are lined with the crimson blood of tourists like you and your amigos.
I'm going to say 8, because again, I think that
this could be a sleeper.
Ambiance will be really cool.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
I could care less about what the I don't care what that is. I think that sounds kind of dumbish, but I like the other part. I'm gonna go 7, only because I'm thinking this might actually exceed my expectations. So you're trying to make them low on purpose?
Yes.
That's dumb.
Okay. Bugs.
You're dumb, everyone. 0.
Bugs eaten alive. 0. Ash says 0.
At the bar.
Well, wait till you hear it. While touring a 1950s home of the future, you'll be surrounded by the slime of bugs.
0. That's all 0 ideas. 0.
Okay, I'm going to say 4.
1950s house of the future?
Yeah, like they used to do that. Yeah.
Whoever came up with that, you're an idiot.
Okay, so bugs eaten alive is not good. Not bug ho is not good.
Bug ho is a hoe, and no.
Yeah, okay. Bug ho, no. Okay, spirits of the coven. They're bewitchingly terrifying. A coven of beautiful flapper witches will lure you into their 1920s speakeasy, reveal their haggish true form, and turn your Scream Squad. This is like my house normally.
I feel like I could be in this house and I don't need any makeup.
This is literally what I experienced.
Just go as yourself.
And turn your Scream Squad into a witch's brew. They'll be cackling. You'll be screaming.
I was just cackling. It could work. I could just get stuck in there and stay.
My hype level on this is a 9. What do you
Do you feel
got?
like because you're like just prepared for it?
Well, I love 1920s speakeasy type of things. So 9. I'm definitely
I'm gonna go with
to
the 9 as
okay.
well.
You're gonna know the 9 as well. Okay. All right. It's Wolfman, Dracula versus the Mummy, Universal Monsters Collection. 10. Totally. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. They do these monster houses really well. So I'm definitely excited for that one. Hype level 10. If you thought 1 Universal monster was scary, how about 3? Summon your Scream Squad, because you're about to get caught between the Wolfman, Dracula, and the Mummy. Awesome.
Ooh,
Love it.
Kind of.
All right, I think I can anticipate this one. The Horrors of Blumhouse. Twice the screams, twice the terror. This includes Freaky with, Vince Vaughn, and then an evil kidnapper and the relentlessly terrifying The Black Phone.
3. Notoriously, for me, anyways, the Blumhouse houses have just
the split
really
houses.
not done it.
Yeah.
And I think Freaky is good. We watched the movie. It was fun.
Yeah.
I have not seen Black Phone. It is not my idea of a good time to watch a movie about a guy that kidnaps children.
Right. Right.
Good for you if you are.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I just really have no desire to.
Right.
That's just not my thing.
Right. So
and I just
3.
don't think it's going to be that great. And
Okay.
It probably won't be.
It probably won't. Yeah, I'm gonna.
But I mean, the reason why Freaky is good though is mainly because of Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, but Vince Vaughn plays
Vaughn's
a teenager
not going to be in the house,
who's not a killer.
and it's not really the parts that are scary that are that great. It's like him being the teenage girl that's funny.
Yes.
So I doubt that that's going to play a major role in the house. So I just don't think the house is going to be super great.
Yeah, I'm going to say a 4. Not expecting a ton from this one. Okay, Ash. Halloween.
10, 12, 83.
His beginning is your end. Silent, merciless, relentless. There's nobody like Michael Myers. So there you go, you guys. This is Halloween 1978.
Now, I love Halloween. Everyone knows I am very scared of Michael Myers, but I like to be scared. I know there are a group of people that are annoyed that Halloween is back, and I get it. It's been done a lot, but I think it's just something that can be done very well. Halloween just fits haunted houses so well.
It does.
You
So
just need Mike Myers with a knife.
yours
in
is
the
a
darkness.
10. Mine's
Kind of like Dinosaur, the black sheets.
right.
Mike Myers.
I'm gonna go 8 because I'm hoping now. I was in Halloween 2 and I was in Halloween 4, and I've never been in the. They know they did a Halloween 1 before. I'm excited, but I'm gonna give it an 8, and I'm hoping that it. I am excited for it. I mean,
You know what? Your rating
pumped.
is a lot more realistic than mine. It's really just because
You
it's
just
something
really
I
like-
really like.
yeah.
And I don't think, when we did Halloween 4, that house a few years ago, it
Right.
was good. I don't think by any means, though, the house was amazing. You know what I
Yes,
mean? There's some
yes.
houses you go through and you're like, wow, that was just so great.
Yeah.
It's just something that I really like. So
Yes,
I'm,
yes.
admitting that.
Cool. All right. And then for me, the last one is The Weeknd. It's music to your fears. You love his music, but can you survive his mind? The Weeknd is about to stalk your squad through this haunted house. A surreal living nightmare from his after hours videos. His nightmare is now yours. Hype level on The Weeknd.
I know a lot of people are really excited about this. That description sounds really stupid to me, but I'm really hoping that they pull this off. There's only one song that he sings that I like.
Everybody likes Blinding Lights.
Everything else is just sort of everything else is fitting for
Yeah, 'cause he is
Halloween Horror Nights,
creepy.
'cause it's
Yeah.
I tried listening to it and I think I got more depressed while I was listening.
Probably. Yes.
If the music's part of it and it's fun, then I'm totally game. I hope that they make this one more of a fun house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's Haunting of Hill House and then there's Beetlejuice. I'm hoping they go down the Beetlejuice route where it's not
Right.
super trying to scare you intense, where they just sort of play into the fun of it. So
Right.
I'm hoping they do that.
Right.
But
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 6. You know what I mean? Excited. I think it'll be. If they incorporate the music well, and it, you know, as long as it's got some good scares, you know what I mean, it should be fun, you know. So, you know, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I would say like a.
I mean, you never know. Stuff like this can be, because it's so open. They can, you know, they're saying nightmares. That can be anything.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
So you gave.
I don't think I even rated.
Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake a 10.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
You gave Universal Monsters a 10, and Halloween a 10.
I'm excited for those
yes,
the most.
And I gave Dead Man's Pier a 10 and Universal Monsters a 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our hype ratings, you guys. We will let you know what we think of these.
We
course.
haven't really been following any spoilers, so there might be stuff out there circulating saying that this one's really great or not this one.
Right.
We've
been staying away from, you know, the reviews of all this, so we don't want to get spoiled at all. So,
no.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube, like and subscribe. Stitcher, Spotify, Deezer, wherever you listen to the podcast, please rate and review us. We would love that. Share the podcast with your friends. We're excited. We're gonna Halloween Horror Nights coming up, you guys. So, all right, from the Midwest. See you later.